闭眼背雅思单词。
它给我留下了非常深刻的印象。
It made a very forceful impression on me.
Inference.
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 推论、推断。
There were 2 inferences to be drawn from her letter.
从他的来信可以得到2种推论。
There were 2 inferences to be drawn from her letter.
Maltreat.
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 虐待。
The animals were seriously maltreated.
这些动物受到了严重的虐待。
The animals were seriously maltreated.
Notify.
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 通知、报告。
We have notified the next of kin.
我们已经通知了直系亲属。
We have notified the next of kin.
Phenomenon.
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 现象、迹象、非凡的人。
This phenomenon piqued Dr. Morris' interest.
该现象引起莫里斯博士的兴趣。
This phenomenon piqued Dr. Morris' interest.
Obsession. OBSESSION. Obsession.
牵挂、惦念、迷住、困扰，萦绕于新的事物或人。固执的念头。
She would try to forget her obsession with Christopher.
他会试图忘掉他对克里斯托弗的迷恋。
She would try to forget her obsession with Christopher.
Accredit.
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 信任、相信、委任、授权，把归于。
Greasy.
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 多汁的、油滑的、
The greasy food made her stomach heave.
油腻腻的食物让他胃里恶心。
The greasy food made her stomach heave.
Bibliography.
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 参考书目、书目、文献学。
At the end of this chapter there is a select bibliography of useful books.
本章末尾附着有用书籍的精选书目。
At the end of this chapter there is a select bibliography of useful books.
Induction.
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 就职、归纳、感应。
Barbecue.
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 金属烤肉架、烧烤野餐。
Tuna can be grilled, fried or barbecued.
金枪鱼可以烤煎或烧烤着吃。
Tuna can be grilled, fried or barbecued.
Anatomy.
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 解剖、解剖结构。
The ball hit him in the most sensitive part of his anatomy.
这个球打中了他身体的最敏感部位。
The ball hit him in the most sensitive part of his anatomy.
Disapprove.
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 不赞成、反对。
He wagged a disapproving finger.
他摇摇手指表示不赞成。
He wagged a disapproving finger.
Deliver.
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 交付、递送、发表、表达、释放、接生。
He delivered a gushing speech.
他发表了一场阿谀的演说。
He delivered a gushing speech.
Nourish.
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 养育、滋养、培养。
The food she eats nourishes both her and the baby.
他吃的食物为他和婴儿提供营养。
The food she eats nourishes both her and the baby.
Rental.
rental,
rental,
租用的，出租的。
It has been let at an annual rental of $393,000.
它已经以每年39.3万美元的租金租出去了。
It has been let at an annual rental of $393,000.
practically,
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 几乎，简直，实际上，
He'd known the old man practically all his life.
他几乎从小就认识那位老人。
He'd known the old man practically all his life.
strike,
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 打，折磨，
The clock struck 9.
钟敲了9下。
The clock struck 9.
allege,
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 断言宣称，
The accused is alleged to have killed a man.
该被告据称杀了一个男子。
The accused is alleged to have killed a man.
at random, atrandom, at random,
胡乱的，随便的，任意的。
We received several answers and we picked one at random.
我们收到了好几个答案，就随机的拣选了一个。
We received several answers and we picked one at random.
trigger,
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 引发，
Stress may act as a trigger for these illnesses.
压力，也许是引发这些疾病的一个原因。
Stress may act as a trigger for these illnesses.
positive,
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 明确的，肯定的，积极的。
He prefers to focus on the positive.
他更愿意关注积极面。
He prefers to focus on the positive.
segregate,
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 隔离，分开。
The government has just repealed the law segregating public facilities.
政府刚刚废除了隔离公共设施的法令。
The government has just repealed the law segregating public facilities.
rotate,
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 旋转、转动、轮流、轮换。
The earth rotates around the sun.
地球围绕太阳旋转。
The earth rotates around the sun.
bent,
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 被弄弯的，弯曲的。
He's bent on suicide.
他一心想自杀。
He's bent on suicide.
favorite,
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 特别喜欢的，宠爱的。
His favorite pastime is golf.
他最喜欢的消遣是打高尔夫。
His favorite pastime is golf.
inheritance,
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 遗传、继承、继承物、遗产、遗赠。
Eye color shows more than your genetic inheritance.
眼睛的颜色显示的不只是你基因的遗传特征。
Eye color shows more than your genetic inheritance.
thrill,
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 非常激动，发抖，
I was so thrilled to get a good grade from him.
让我欣喜若狂的是能从他那儿得到好分数。
I was so thrilled to get a good grade from him.
cassette,
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 合适录音带，
The cassettes were of inferior quality.
这些合适磁带质量较差。
The cassettes were of inferior quality.
blade,
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 刀片、桨叶、叶片。
He held the knife by its blade.
他握住了刀刃。
He held the knife by its blade.
Astound.
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 震惊，
I was astounded by its beauty.
我被它的美丽震撼了。
I was astounded by its beauty.
Short term.
shortterm.
Short term.
短期的，
Supplementary.
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 增补的，补充的。
Reptile.
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 爬行动物，爬虫类。卑鄙的人，
Accelerate.
acclerate.
Accelerate.
加速，促进。
Suddenly the car accelerated.
突然车加速了。
Suddenly the car accelerated.
Opponent.
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 对立的，对抗的。
Her opponent called her a liar to her face.
他的对手当着他的面叫他骗子。
Her opponent called her a liar to her face.
Host.
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 主办，招待。
Tonight she hosts a ball for 300 guests.
今晚，他做东办一场有300名来宾参加的舞会。
Tonight she hosts a ball for 300 guests.
Diverge.
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 分开，岔开，分歧，相异，偏离，违背。
His interests increasingly diverged from those of his colleagues.
他和同事们的兴趣越来越不同。
His interests increasingly diverged from those of his colleagues.
Solution.
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 解答，解决办法，溶解，溶液。
These piecemeal solutions won't work.
这些零敲碎打的解决办法不会有效。
These piecemeal solutions won't work.
Regardless.
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 不顾后果地，无论如何。
It takes in anybody regardless of religion, color, or creed.
这个组织接纳任何人，不管其宗教、肤色或信仰。
It takes in anybody regardless of religion, color, or creed.
Barge.
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 猛撞，闯，
Heavy goods could be brought upriver in barges.
沉重的货物可由驳船朝上游运送。
Heavy goods could be brought upriver in barges.
Notoriety. notoriety. Notoriety.
声名狼藉，臭名昭著。
His abrasive manner has won him an unenviable notoriety.
他粗鲁的态度已经为他招来了一个无可羡慕的恶名。
His abrasive manner has won him an unenviable notoriety.
Hose.
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 软管，
You've left the garden hose on.
你没有关花园的水管。
You've left the garden hose on.
Infer.
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 推断，猜想。
I inferred from what she said that you have not been well.
我从他的话里推断出，你身体一直不大好。
I inferred from what she said that you have not been well.
Specialize.
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 专门研究，专攻，专用于使适应特殊目的。
Specialist.
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 专家、专科医生。
A specialist has now pronounced him fully fit.
一位专家已宣布他完全康复了。
A specialist has now pronounced him fully fit.
Illustrate.
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 说明、举例说明、阐明，给做插图说明。
Each book is beautifully illustrated.
每本书都配有精美的插图。
Each book is beautifully illustrated.
Meteorology.
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 气象学。
Meteorologists have predicted mild rains for the next few days.
气象学家们已经预测接下来的几天有小雨。
Meteorologists have predicted mild rains for the next few days.
Convenient.
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 方便的、便利的、适宜的。
Frogs will usually breed in any convenient pond.
青蛙通常在任何适宜的水塘里繁殖。
Frogs will usually breed in any convenient pond.
Post-mortem.
postmortem.
Post-mortem.
验尸、尸体解剖。
Occur.
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 发生、存在。
Change occurs at a glacial pace.
变化来得极为缓慢。
Change occurs at a glacial pace.
Breeze.
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 微风和风。
The evening breeze ruffled the pond.
那傍晚的微风吹皱了水塘的表面。
The evening breeze ruffled the pond.
Troop.
troupe.
Troop.
班子、团、队、马戏团、芭蕾舞团。
Soar.
sore.
Soar.
痛的、恼火的、剧烈的。
I've got a sore tummy.
我胃痛。
I've got a sore tummy.
Position.
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 位置、方位、职位、职务、姿势、姿态、见解、立场。
My position is quite different.
我的立场完全不同。
My position is quite different.
Cervical.
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 子宫颈的、颈部的。
The cervical smear test is a lifesaver.
宫颈图片检查是健康救星。
The cervical smear test is a lifesaver.
Adolescent.
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 青春期的、青少年的。
Most adolescent problems are temporary.
多数青春期的问题都是暂时的。
Most adolescent problems are temporary.
Transit.
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 通过、经过、中转。
Two rapid transit trains collided early this morning in Boston.
两辆高速火车今晨早些时候在波士顿相撞。
Two rapid transit trains collided early this morning in Boston.
Abundance.
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 大量、丰富、充足、充裕。
This area of Mexico has an abundance of safe beaches and a pleasing climate.
墨西哥的这个地区有大量的安全沙滩与宜人的气候。
This area of Mexico has an abundance of safe beaches and a pleasing climate.
Curtain.
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 窗帘、门帘。
Choose washable curtains.
选择可水洗的窗帘。
Choose washable curtains.
curtail,
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 缩短、削减、剥夺。
NATO plans to curtail the number of troops being sent to the region.
北大西洋公约组织计划缩减派往该地的部队数量。
NATO plans to curtail the number of troops being sent to the region.
dispersal, dispersal, dispersal,
散布、分散、消散、疏散。
Plants have different mechanisms of dispersal for their spores.
对不同植物的孢子有不同的喷散装置。
Plants have different mechanisms of dispersal for their spores.
patent,
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 显而易见的，有专利的，受专利保护的。
This was patent nonsense.
这显然是一派胡言。
This was patent nonsense.
certificate,
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 证书、执照。
He was shown a photocopy of the certificate.
给他看了证书的复印件。
He was shown a photocopy of the certificate.
racket,
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 球拍，
Tennis rackets and balls are provided.
提供网球拍和网球。
Tennis rackets and balls are provided.
transform,
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 使改观、改革、改善、变换，把转换成。
Industrialization transformed the world.
工业化彻底改变了世界。
Industrialization transformed the world.
leadership,
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 领导、领导层、领导能力。
He praised her leadership during the crisis.
他称赞了他在危机中的领导作用。
He praised her leadership during the crisis.
mess,
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 弄糟、搞乱。
The house is a mess.
这个房间又脏又乱。
The house is a mess.
gorilla,
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 大猩猩。
execution,
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 执行、实施、处决。
It says torture and summary execution are common.
据说，酷刑和草草处决很常見。
It says torture and summary execution are common.
in favor of, infavorof, in favor of,
支持、赞成。
I wouldn't be in favor of income tax cuts.
我不会支持削减所得税。
I wouldn't be in favor of income tax cuts.
genuine,
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 真正的、真实的。
The vodka was the genuine article.
这伏特加是真品。
The vodka was the genuine article.
meager,
meagre,
meager,
少量的、粗劣的。
The rations that they gave us were meager and inadequate.
他们给我们的配给量是很少的，是不够的。
The rations that they gave us were meager and inadequate.
magnitude,
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 广大、巨大、重要、重要性、星体的亮度。
An operation of this magnitude is going to be difficult.
一个这么大的手术会很难的。
An operation of this magnitude is going to be difficult.
brochure,
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 小册子、说明书。
He hurried out with an armful of brochures.
他抱着一摞小册子匆忙出去了。
He hurried out with an armful of brochures.
Immune. IMNUNE. Immune.
免疫的，有免疫力的，有抵抗力的，不受影响的，免除的，免除惩罚的，豁免的。
AIDS stands for Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome.
AIDS 是的首字母缩写。
AIDS stands for Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome.
Discredit.
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 使怀疑，使丧失信誉，使丢脸。
His political adversaries would like to discredit him.
他的政敌想破坏他的声誉。
His political adversaries would like to discredit him.
Extraordinary.
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 不同寻常的，非常的。
What an extraordinary thing to happen.
发生了多么非同寻常的事啊！
What an extraordinary thing to happen.
Complicate.
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 使变复杂。
The situation in Lebanon is very complicated.
黎巴嫩的形势非常复杂。
The situation in Lebanon is very complicated.
Compound. COMPOUND. Compound.
复合的，化合的，综合的。
They took refuge in the embassy compound.
他们在大使馆围区内避難。
They took refuge in the embassy compound.
Mediterranean.
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 地中海的。
Barcelona has become one of the most dynamic and prosperous cities in the Mediterranean.
巴塞罗那已经成为地中海地区最具活力、最为繁荣的城市之一。
Barcelona has become one of the most dynamic and prosperous cities in the Mediterranean.
Equation.
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 方程式、等式、平衡、等同、相等。
Equations are generally written with an equal sign.
等式通常用等号来写。
Equations are generally written with an equal sign.
Conventional.
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 普通的、习惯的、常规的、因循守旧的、传统的。
Biofuels can be mixed with conventional fuels.
生物燃料能够和传统燃料混合。
Biofuels can be mixed with conventional fuels.
Impressive.
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 给人深刻印象的，令人敬佩的。
It is an impressive achievement.
这是一项令人敬佩的成就。
It is an impressive achievement.
Narrator.
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 讲述者、叙述者。
Suddenly, the narrator speaks in his most rhetorically elevated mode.
突然，讲述者以其最华丽的措辞方式讲起来。
Suddenly, the narrator speaks in his most rhetorically elevated mode.
Sensory.
SCNSORY.
Sensory.
感觉的、感官的。
Almost all sensory information from the trunk and limbs passes through the spinal cord.
几乎所有来自躯干及四肢的感官信息都经由脊髓传递。
Almost all sensory information from the trunk and limbs passes through the spinal cord.
Attraction.
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 爱慕、吸引、吸引力。